All right, for part two of what is potentially a three-part video segment on Wikipedia and investigations of Wikipedia plagiarism through time, we are picking up with Granville Woods and the phrase speed equipment for carriages, which never existed before I put it into a Wikipedia entry for Granville Woods in 2007. As I said in the previous video, I have been teaching this for many years, and since 2010 I've been coming up with I've been delivering a lecture regarding the third-party sites that took a vandalized Wikipedia page and presented it as their own information. That was all good and well until I said in the last video that it was last year. I am obviously a lazy academic, and this has been brewing for a lot longer than that. Looking at my history, I think I found this in 2016, maybe late 2015. But regardless, there was a point in time when I was preparing the lecture and found this entry, books.google.com, the encyclopedia of the Industrial Revolution in world history, that said speed equipment for carriages here, and that absolutely could not be. However, I clicked the link, and sure enough, the workshop was involved in making speed equipment for carriages and also repairing railroad equipment and machinery. That phrase that I coined and inserted into Wikipedia in 2007 somehow showed up published in a textbook in 2014. I was obviously flabbergasted by this and started to take a look at it. The book that it's in is the Encyclopedia of the Industrial Revolution in World History, published by Rowman and Littlefield. And my first thought was to contact the editor. The editor did not seem to be concerned about the plagiarism at all. So then I contacted the publishing company itself with an email that said validity, as a title, Validity of Information and Research in the Encyclopedia of the Industrial Revolution in World History, Volume 3. Greetings. I found an entry in the Encyclopedia of the Industrial Revolution in World History, Volume 3, that, according to Kenneth E. Hendrickson III, is the work of Justin Corfield. Justin Corfield is the person credited with the entry for Granville Woods in this book. I then said I have some concerns about the entry because it appears to have information that has only appeared prior in a vandalized Wikipedia entry. I would like to contact Mr. Corfield to find out the particular source used for his Granville Woods entry. Could you help me in contacting Mr. Corfield? I got a reply from John Sisk, who is the Vice President and Senior Executive Editor of Rowman and Littlefield. It said, thank you for your interest in taking the time to write. We do not give out author contact information, but we'll pass your message on to the author. To which I replied, your company has published an academic resource using invalid, incorrect information that only appeared on a vandalized Wikipedia page. The sources provided for further reading in the entry predate that information. This points to a serious academic integrity issue. I've been in touch with the editor of the work, and he does not seem to be terribly concerned either. As an academic, I find this frighteningly nonchalant. If nobody associated with the book is concerned about its use of plagiarized information from a vandalized Wikipedia entry, then I'll look to capture a broader audience. Hi, broader audience. Several years later, this was November 2015. We're getting towards November 2018. So man, I've been sitting on this for 3 years. But here we go. It's coming out now. Did not receive a entry. It looks like I contacted other people at Rowman, saw nothing there. Jackie Hicks responded. I'm not sure who that is, but then I did on December 2nd, a week or so later, received an email from John Sisk. Again, said Professor Hendrickson reviewed your concerns and found no substantive plagiarism. I concur. And Again, I asked for information about it, and I never heard back from them. I give specific information about all of the details regarding this. Basically, what I just showed in the first video and up until now. And cited the email from Mr. Hendrickson. I'm not pulling that up to show that, but I went back and forth with the publisher. The last contact I had from John Sisk was on December 9th of 2015 that said, we tell authors that Wikipedia is not an acceptable use for citations. In this case, an individual contributor in a multi-volume reference work seems to have consulted Wikipedia and inserted the information that you had added to Granville Wood's Wikipedia entry. This is unfortunate. We will remove the phrase from the electronic edition and in any future printings. Okay. I don't think that it was looked into deep enough by the publisher, but that's their prerogative. I, however, can look deeper into it, and I continued to look deeper into it, and I got an email from Justin Corfield. The Justin Corfield that actually wrote the entry. Ironically, the first Justin Corfield I talked to or contacted was also an academic historian that publishes textbooks in Ireland. He seemed to be a wonderful gentleman, and he had absolutely nothing to do with this. So Justin Corfield in Ireland, if you end up seeing this, thank you for your help. And everybody knows that you had nothing to do with this. However, there was a Justin Corfield in New Zealand, I believe, that did eventually respond. And said January 23rd of 2017. Wow, so it took him a year. It took me a year to get in touch with him, over a year. He said that I have just received a message from my former employers that you were keen to get in touch, and he gave me his email address. And I replied to him, thank you for your reply. I've been trying to get in touch with you for nearly a year. I would hope that you've already had conversations with Dr. Hendrickson regarding a rather disturbing problem I found in one of your entries in the Encyclopedia of the Industrial Revolution in World History. Can you tell me a bit about the sources you used in creating the entry for Granville Woods? I have some concerns. To which he replied, thanks for your email. Could you give me some more details? The article was written about 10 years ago, so apologies if I cannot remember everything that about the articles in that book. And then I went on to give him more information specifically about what my concerns were, and then I never heard from him again. So that got me thinking about a couple things. Before we talk about that, let's take a look at the last page of the citation. This is the end. Here is the end of the citation, or of the entry for Granville Woods in the encyclopedia. It ends with, it was not long before the American Bell Telephone Company, the General Electric Company, Westinghouse Air Brake Company, and also American Engineering were all using Woods' inventions. See also electricity, railroads, telegraph, and then it's got just Justin Corfield's name. For further reading, we have the inventions of Holly Keffrey's The Inventions of Granville Woods, the radio telegraph system, and the third rail. From Power Kids Press 2003. Rayvon Fouché's Black Inventors in the Age of Segregation, Granville Woods and Lewis H. Latimer in 2005. Black Stars of Civil War Times in 2003. And a student reader from 2000. If you look up those books, those are most of them are children's grade school readers, which I don't know how that was even allowed to be published as further reading for an academic textbook. But if you look at those dates, as I said in the email to John Sisk, 2003, 2005, 2003, and 2000 are the publication dates given. I did not edit the Wikipedia page until 2007, so there is absolutely no way that information could have come from the Wikipedia entry, or, I'm sorry, there's absolutely no way that that information about speed equipment for carriages could have appeared in any of those books. So that led me to a key point in Justin Corfield's last email. The article was written about 10 years ago, and this was in January of 2017. I edited that Wikipedia phrase about 10 years prior to that. So that got me thinking and looking at other Justin Corfield entries and took me into the investigation of Wikipedia plagiarism in the fourth dimension, where the fourth dimension is time, going back to take a look at what Wikipedia had listed as information, or what the Wikipedia pages consisted of during the time these reference works were created. And that I will pick up in a third video if there is sufficient interest. So hopefully you found this interesting, entertaining, enjoyable. One of those or a combination. And if you want to see further information of what I found, let me know and I will get to it.